Today we're not guessing and we're not going off manufacturer claims. We built a simple pressure test with an air compressor system. Today we're going to test these different greases, and that way you can make the right choice on what you want for your heavy equipment. We're going to start out with this high load grease that I bought here locally at a well-known store. So we're going to scrape a little bit of this off, slide this out, scoop some of this. Stick it right on. Got about a pea-size amount. We'll test another one. Let's go ahead and grab some from this multi-purpose grease. Let's check out this multi-purpose grease. It's another one I got here in town. It's pretty red. Go fast red. And grab a little bit of this right here. Throw it right there. There we go. Throw a little protector out here. See how they look. Let's try one. All right. Put this in. Make sure it's all the way in.
2,000 years later.
There we go. We should be good. We got it set to 60 psi. Right here, 60 pounds is in there. All right, today we're looking to get the performance of these different greases using this machine and showing how it wouldn't squeeze out of the different tight crevices on like kingpins, all these different high impact backhoes that pound blacktop, and it squeezes out the side. And so basically, instead of always refilling the joint with grease all the time, this could allow someone to not have to do it as often by using a higher quality grease that doesn't escape and it doesn't get washed away. We're gonna start with this platinum high load grease, and then we'll test the multi-purpose AMSOIL grease. On the count of 3, 1, 2, and 3. Nope, so we gotta let it in first. So we're gonna push this and let it in. Let's see. All right, we got it at 40 psi. Let's see what happens. All right, time to try the next one. All right, try this. Here we go, we're at 40 pounds. Let's do it. 3, 2, and 1. There we go. So it didn't shoot out quite as much. Let's try another. Now we're going to test our high pressure poly grease from Mobile. And we're also going to test our AMSOIL poly grease with 5% moly. Let's do it. We're a little low, so we're gonna go back to 40 psi. All right, we're at 40 psi. Let's do it. 3, 2, 1. There we go. Looks good. All right, we're at 40 psi. Let's do it. 3, 2, and 1. There we go. It benefits all the pivots on all this heavy duty equipment, and so that way you're not constantly greasing all the time, and that saves a lot of time, and it saves the equipment, so that way you're not constantly forgetting to do it, and then having all these different pivots wear out, and then they get pitted, and then once it gets pitted, it gets loose, and then the machine doesn't work right, then the hydraulics get loose, and that way you're not going to be wasting all that money and time. This was a high quality grease that I got at a local hardware store, and I can show the receipt. Should I show the receipt where I got it or not?
How this is important to maintain your equipment and machinery and cars and all the things.
Yeah.
I mean, just the fact that, like, even a hedge trimmer, you want to take care of it.
Yeah, greasing hedge trimmers, you know, is you know, it's time consuming, and basically the water always washes off because all the bushes are always wet in the morning with dew, and so you're always constantly re-greasing, and so you're not wasting all that time, and your blades last longer, and all the equipment operates, you know, a lot more, it modulates a lot better.
Do you know the difference between the greases? Like, what's the difference with AMSOIL?
Oh, it's all proprietary mixes, but there's poly. There's all different poly that they add to it. Like it says here, 5% poly, polymindolum or whatever. It's it's a chemistry name.
Yeah, it's all good.
These blue cap greases are proprietary, specifically designed for 0 degrees Celsius and below, which is 32 degrees Fahrenheit. And these are a little bit thicker or thinner, so they don't get too thick in the cold. And so this is your off-road for all the excavation equipment, and this is your that's all your trucks and trailers and all those different pivots. This is a great dump truck chassis equipment grease, and this is specifically designed for 0 degrees Celsius, which is 32 degrees Fahrenheit. These are all the different pieces of equipment it's good for. And today in Vegas, it's a cool night. It's about 70 degrees out. So that's the temperature we're testing at. Let's take a look. See what we got. All right. All right, we're at 40 pounds. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Right now with the modifiers, it's super thin, and that's why it's built for the cold, so this will thicken up when it gets colder out. This is specifically designed for 0 degrees Celsius, which is 32 degrees Fahrenheit, and this is more for winter use, and we may retest this in the winter. This one is specifically designed for heavy duty equipment off-road, has 5% moly in it, and it's for all kinds of excavation equipment that does lots of pounding and squeezing on all the joints. Let's go ahead and open it up. Nice. All right, we're at 40 pounds. Let's do it. 3, 2, and 1. There we go. So this one barely squeezed out the side, and so that would keep your all your pivots and pins sealed better with the moisture in the winter, the freezing and all this different moisture that goes in there and rusts it out, keeps it from pitting. So this right here can definitely save a lot of equipment. You know, people are always saying how much they like AMSOIL when it's cold. They go, man, when it's cold, when I lived there in, you know, Wisconsin or up there in Michigan, they go, man, I love the way it runs in the cold in my car. You know, I always hear people talking about it. We're on to the racing grease. This has all the friction modifiers, so you have less friction on your bearings. What does that do? Less resistance. You can go and roll faster and have better speed. That's what you want to do on the racetrack, specifically built for high temps, high speed, extreme pressure, which we're testing right now. Let's go ahead and crack it open. Ooh, it's almost clear. We're at exactly 40 PSI. Let's do it. 3, 2, and 1. There we go. Cool. This wouldn't be used on heavy equipment. This is just for racing bearings for less friction. So each one of these greases are all built for a specific application. The most important thing if you have heavy equipment or you're doing stuff around water is to have something thick and sticky like these right here. They're super tenacious and they don't just get lost and dissolve. And so you're not wasting all this time greasing things and saving tubes around and recycling all this stuff. And so I think the very best thing that someone could do is take better care of their equipment, and that's why I do this channel. I like to show all the secrets to getting things better than running than what the dealership or the original manufacturer might suggest for these vehicles. And I've had a lot of good experience from old timers. Our good man Dan on the channel, he's a landscaper, 88 years old now, and he's been using these products for since I think he was about 50 when he retired. He retired from the military, and then he ended up a landscaper in California, and so he used this grease on the high heat one, because he didn't do trimming shrubs in 0 degrees Celsius, but basically he didn't have to waste all this money. He did a third of the greasing, and he's not always greasing it all the time, and so that just saves a lot of time. And the guys get busy, they don't get a chance to maintenance equipment. So I think if you can save your time, I think this will definitely benefit you. If you want to try it, you can order it on my website, syntheticoilprotection.net, and I'll be there for you. Eben, your oil lubricant specialist. I can answer all your questions with these, and that's why I do the channel. You can call me anytime, and the phone number is 702-472-3614. I'm a real person, and I give you that personalized customer service, not like an AI robot or one of these chat dolls that tell you what you want to hear. I tell you what's gonna really save you money and save your equipment, and that's why I do the channel. These are greases that people actually use in farming equipment, all different excavation equipment, all different trucking fleets and landscaping fleets use all these different products. If you have a trucking company or you deal with all kinds of heavy equipment, you definitely want to go with all the grease that's going to benefit your equipment long term and keep you from servicing it all the time and worrying about who's going to put it in and who's going to refill it and reorder. When the grease is gone and there's no more grease around the pin on all these equipment, when you're pounding it and squeezing all this grease out of the pivot, basically you have a lot more strain on your hydraulics because you have more friction. And so that strain in the hydraulics will also wear out the fluid quicker because it causes more heat. And that heat wears out the hydraulic pumps, wears out the lines, and creates a lot of oxidation in that hydraulic fluid. Yeah, by not keeping all your components greased, you're basically destroying your equipment early when you could have it running, quite a bit better than brand new. The AMSOIL grease is about a third of the money and a third of the grease because you're not always greasing it all the time. So a lot of commercial operators have switched to AMSOIL to save that time and save that money and save their equipment. When it works, you don't notice anything, but once it fails, metal touches metal. Here's what matters. This doesn't stay in a test rig. It goes in real equipment. Excavators working all day, dump trucks under load, tractors running in heat, dust, and extremely long cycles, landscaping equipment with constant stop and start movement. When grease breaks down in those conditions, you don't notice it immediately. But over time, it shows up as wear, repairs, and downtime. And this is where it gets expensive. It's not just the cost of the grease, it's repairs, lost job time, equipment downtime, and the worst, shortened machine life. Small failures repeated over time becomes a very big cost. So this is exactly why commercial operators switch to AMSOIL grease and the other AMSOIL products. And it's not because of marketing, it's because under real world stress, it maintains protection longer.